Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. Today's video we're going to go over the cost of living here in San Antonio, Texas. Stay tuned. To start it off, we're going to be talking about the cost of living here in San Antonio being very affordable. And if you look at the statistics, San Antonio actually ranks at the 90% of the average of here in the country. What does that mean to you as a buyer or somebody that's looking to move here to San Antonio? What that means is that housing is a lot more affordable for you guys. If you actually did some research on your side before looking up at this video, is that you'll see that in Realtor.com, even Zillow, if you take the time to look at that one as well, you'll see there that what you're looking at on average here in San Antonio when it comes to a type of home, you're looking at about $250,000 roughly, and for something like that you're looking at about $127, $130 per square foot. That puts you at about a 2,000 square foot house. Granted, it all depends on what your preference is, right? But at the end of the day, that gives you a good perspective of what type of home you're actually getting. Now, keep in mind, the price point is at $250. That means you put yourself at a really great house. If you're looking at the luxury market here in San Antonio, that $250 takes you, quite far. But imagine the luxury market. The luxury market, you're looking at about roughly $445, $450 to start it off. That's what you're looking at, luxury. Of course, there's houses that are a lot more expensive than that, and they're more luxury, I guess, at that point. But when it comes to how far your money can go when it comes to buying a house, $450 plus, you're looking at a luxury. The $250 mark, you're still looking at a great home. So don't discount that, because luxury is at $450. I'm not getting a great house. Not true. You're getting a great home at that price point, and even then you'll start seeing more videos that'll have more of what we're looking at, houses that are in that price point as well. So that's a really great option for anybody that's looking to move here in San Antonio. Housing is great. Everybody's different, and if you're looking for a little bit more detail or more detailed information, keep in mind you can always reach out to me. Okay, but let's continue with the video. The next thing that you got to take a look at moving here to San Antonio or making your move to San Antonio is property taxes being a lot higher than the rest of the country. It is not that high if you put it on paper and what you're looking at, due to the other things that we're going to be talking about that kind of outweighs it. But property taxes here are a little bit higher. If you're around the county here in Barrett County, what you're looking at roughly, it's about 1.987, and that's on average, granted. So that's out on the outskirts in the county, that's what you're looking at. Now the closer you get to the city, it's going to vary. It is going to be at 2.74, and it's all going to be depending on the side of town. Right now we'll just keep it at that. That's the average. Once we talk more about it or we get in contact, that's when we can start looking at more information for you in detail. But that's what you're looking at on average. Here also, the other thing that you're going to be looking at is the sales tax being at an 8.25. That's when it comes to the consumer paying that. So it's going to be when you buy, let's say, clothing, what you basically spend that's not housing, right? That's what you're going to be looking at, the 8.25 sales tax, and then of course the higher property tax here in San Antonio or Texas, right, if you want to leave it at that. But for San Antonio, that's what you're looking at tax wise, higher than what you normally see anywhere else. The next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is utilities. So now you got your house, right? Let's say you got your house already. What am I going to be looking at utilities? Personally, me, my wife, and my son that's 2 years old, what we're looking at on average ourselves, if you have a bigger family, of course, you're probably going to be spending a little bit more, is roughly for electricity, if I remember correctly the last time I got it, is going to be 50 to 60, and that's me using my computer, using like lighting, things like that. And then I like to game as well and watch movies with my family, so the TV is always on, something's always running. So especially around these times, that it's getting a little bit colder, you are going to be using not your AC but your heater a little bit more, so it's always going to be changing. But even then, you're still looking at 50 to 60 roughly If you have a bigger family, I come from a family that's 7 deep, and even then, if I remember correctly, we were looking at 100 to 150. It does go higher. It all depends on how you run your home. If you're the type of person that likes to run a tight ship, well, then that's different, right? You may be paying a lot less, but on average, keep in mind you are going to be paying 50 to 60 if you have a smaller family. If you're more than that, then of course you're going to be paying a little bit more. What we're looking at for water here in a personal standpoint, around summer, I like to water the grass, things like that. We still looked at it at about 45 to 50 a month, and even then, like I said, using it around that time is still not bad. You use it for being outside, playing outside with my son, things like that is still not a bad choice. Everything changes depending on the season and how you are, but at the end of the day, $45 to $50 a month for water bill is not bad at all. I've seen some that go crazy high in other states and other cities. So what I can tell you about this one, they're looking great. Another one that I like a lot here in San Antonio is that there's plenty of companies when it comes to your media, pretty much like your internet, things like that. There's different companies, and of course it all depends on. So again, it all depends on what you're looking at when it comes to your home, right? Now, another thing that you're going to be looking at aside from utilities is grocery shopping. And what I will tell you here, aside from your Walmarts, Targets, things that are more known around the country, we actually have some company here that is very prominent in Texas and parts of Mexico, of course, and it's HEB. They have great prices and very competitive with your Targets, your Walmarts, and that actually helps a lot of the community here when it comes to your grocery shopping. It saves you a lot of money, so that puts you in a great level where you save money not only on utilities, but you also save money on your grocery shopping. Alright, so now we talked about saving you money there. Now the other thing that you're going to be looking at when it comes to the food scene here in San Antonio is that, and the light just went off, but what you're going to be looking at in San Antonio is that there's all the way from the fast food all the way to the high-end 5-star restaurants. Whatever your preference may be, what you're going to be looking at is that if you go, let's say, for a special fine dining dinner, you, your wife, or you, your significant other, you're going to be looking to spend on average say $60 to $70, and that's going to be going somewhere nice. Now the higher end you go, right, like it's common sense that you're going to be paying a little bit more, but I will tell you, it's still not going to break the bank. It's still going to be very affordable, and it's going to be a great time, especially for something that's going to be very memorable and creating memories, right? So that's your significant other. But if you have kids, like I said, I came from a family that's 7 deep. I remember going to like restaurants, diners, that kind of place, and then my parents would have to still pay roughly about 100, 120, sometimes a little bit more depending on how old we were, right? But even at our oldest, I remember we didn't pay anything higher than the 100 and 120 because of course we looked at good deals, but at the same time, that's what you were looking at here in San Antonio. Great deals. At the same time, the cost of living helps you, the sales tax helps you, not pay too much. It's great, guys. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. All in all, it's gonna be a great experience for you guys. So now that housing's pretty great, you're gonna get quite a bit of bang for your buck when it comes to your money here in San Antonio and the surrounding cities. It's all up to you guys. It's all up to what you're looking at, what your budget is, and if you want to be able to find that budget, don't hesitate to call me. It's 210-589-5718, and we'll do this together, guys, okay? Hablo Espanol. Si necesitan ayuda, ya saben, aquí estamos para ayudarles. Thank you again for your time, guys. I hope everybody has a great day, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.